Welcome back. If you are at this stage of life, having settled the issues of career and finance, a new, deeper question begins to knock at your door. It is the question that most of us try to push away throughout our entire lives. I am going to die, and I feel fear. This fear is not a sign of weakness or spiritual failure. It is evidence that you are living fully and that you are confronting the great paradox of existence. Every wonderful thing comes with its eventual end. As we age, death transforms from an abstract concept, something that only happens to others, into a very personal, very close reality. Health declines, friends pass away, and our social roles conclude. Everything seems to be dissolving. But I want to ask you, what exactly are you afraid of? Are you afraid of death itself? Or are you afraid of the idea of death that you have constructed for yourself? Examine that idea closely. Are you afraid of pain? Are you afraid of the loss of loved ones? Or are you afraid of what is called non-existence, a state that your rational mind cannot possibly conceive? According to Eastern philosophy, particularly Zen, death is not an event, but a process. It is not an opposition to life, but an indispensable part of life. We have been taught that life is a journey from A to Z, with a goal, a final destination that must be reached. But what if life is not a journey? What if life is a dance? A dance with no goal to arrive at, but one where every step, every rhythmic moment is meant to be enjoyed. If death is the cessation of that dance, then it is not a failure of the dancer. It is the natural conclusion of the rhythm. This is the fundamental philosophical argument. Life and death are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have life without death. To have light, there must be darkness. To have expansion, there must be contraction. To have birth, there must be dissolution. They are mutually dependent polarities, not adversaries. You may feel your life slipping away, but has life ever truly arrived? It is always here. Like the air. Air doesn't arrive, it just is. Death, similarly, is not the loss of life, but the individual's return to the invisible, to the source that created it. Think of life as an electric current. The current doesn't begin when you flip the switch and end when you turn it off. The current simply is the current. The switch merely allows it to manifest in the form of light. When the switch is turned off, death, the current, life, doesn't vanish. It merely returns to an unmanifest, invisible state, no longer expressed through that particular form. And this is where we must face the true enemy of peace, the ego. The fear of death is, in essence, the fear of the ego. The ego is the identity you have painstakingly built. Your name, your title, your memories, your stories of success and failure, your possessions. The ego fears death because it knows death will erase all those things. It fears the non-existence of the image it has created. But look at your own body. You are a collection of cells constantly dying and being reborn. Scientists estimate that every 7 years, you have an entirely new body. You have died and been reborn hundreds of times in your lifetime without realizing it. The ego, with its fear of death, is clinging to the permanence of a material form that is inherently and constantly changing. So, who is the one truly afraid of death? It is an idea in your mind, an illusion about the permanence of a temporary form. And here is the critical point for those in retirement. Your ego has experienced a mini-death even before the great death arrives. Retirement is the moment when the ego is disarmed. The armor of your professional title, your role as a breadwinner, or your career success stories have been removed. We spent our lives proving who we are through what we do. When that doing ceases, the ego panics and attempts to cling to the last thing it can control, survival. Do not fear this dissolution. See it as a forced liberation of identity. The universe is telling you, enough. Stop playing the role. When you are no longer Director X or Engineer Y, you have the chance to discover the true, unkillable nature that you have always been, beneath that social mask. The truth is, you cannot die because you were never truly born in the way the ego perceives. You are not an isolated entity thrown into this world. You are a part of the cosmos, manifested by the cosmos in the form of a human being. When this form dissolves, your energy and matter do not disappear. They simply return and continue to participate in the larger universe. Contemplate the image of the wave. You are a wave. When the wave crashes on the shore, we say it is over, but it does not die. It merely becomes the ocean. It becomes the entirety of the sea's energy and matter, waiting to be manifested again in a different form, perhaps another wave, perhaps rain. The end of this form is simply the reintegration into the infinite. How do we live peacefully with this truth? By accepting that death is life's greatest teacher. It teaches us the final and most crucial lesson, the surrender of control. The fear of death is the ego's last-ditch effort to control the uncontrollable. But you cannot control the tides, and you cannot control the setting Sunday. You can only learn to enjoy them. Imagine you are surfing. The wave is life, and the shore is death. You cannot stop the wave from ending. You cannot shout at it and demand it turn back. The effort to swim against the current of aging and dissolution only leaves you exhausted and sinking. Surfing is an act of consent. You learn to harmonize with the wave's energy, to ride it, to enjoy that power until the last moment. When you release the need to control the ending, you can fully concentrate on enjoying the present dance, enjoying the ride itself. Death is liberation. The truth of death is the only thing that prevents you from wasting your life. When you know time is finite, you stop postponing what is truly important. You stop waiting for tomorrow to start living. You realize that waiting for a better moment to live is actually the fear of death, for it implies the present moment is not good enough. Death is present. Fear is a projection into the future. It cannot exist in this moment. When you bring your awareness back to the present moment, death vanishes. Here, right now, you are breathing. You are alive. Fear can only survive in tomorrow, not in the now. Try this experiment right now. Sit still and ask yourself, if this were my final moment, am I content with how I am breathing? You don't need to do anything special. Just pay attention to the breath, feel the life flowing through you, and accept the truth that all things are temporary. That acceptance is true peace. And finally, we come to the deepest realization. Death is the cosmic joke. The joke is this: we spend our entire lives building a solid self, clinging, accumulating, only to find that in the end, we must let go of all of it. The humor lies here. You already possess the richness and freedom you sought all along, simply by letting go of the need to possess it. You have always been the infinite you were searching for, but the ego hid it by making you seek it externally. The moment you accept death as an old friend, as an unavoidable part of the dance, you have liberated yourself. You do not need to fight the disappearance. Do not fear the disappearance of the form. Trust the invisibility that created you. Live fully until the dance concludes, and when the music stops, thank the universe for allowing you to dance. You are not lost. You are simply going home. If these contemplations on death and letting go have resonated with you, please hit the like button to help this message spread to other souls seeking peace. More importantly, share your thoughts in the comments below. What has helped you accept the impermanence in your own life? We are all travelers on the same journey. Subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the mysteries of existence with me.